So my name is Manases Karanga. I teach CRE and English Studies in Magnet High School. I've been here for the last 5 years, and so I have had experience. I've had that moment of seeing the students right from Form 1 up to Form 4. Some of the students have even come back here, and I've had that contact with them. And basically, I would wish to say that Magnet is somehow special in its own way, or unique in its own way, because the students who come here, most of them, I've seen success stories being made here in school, because I've seen, for example, students who came here because they could not afford any education because of the fees. Maybe the high school fees here in Kenya are sometimes high for some of the families, and so they were supported right from Form 1. And when they got to Form 4, you could tell that after they got successful, that, for example, I have a case in point where I know of a student called Musioka. Musioka came here, and he could not afford for the school fees. The administration supported him up to the time that he got to Form 4, and then he went to the university. Right now he teaches in a bigger school even than this one, and so that is a success story. And most of the weekends he normally comes to advise and to motivate and to inspire the other students who are going through the same. So that is basically one of the reasons why I can say that it is a unique school.
Can you tell me maybe some of the challenges that the youth face in the communities, and how maybe Magnet is able to give them some protection or even shelter from the negative aspects in Kenya?
Yeah, one of the challenges that we have is that because of the poverty rates here, we believe that very many people here are below the poverty line. And so you find that there are so many people who need support, and yet the support comes from very few places. And so I've seen Magnet High School go for the very needy, the people who are very needy, because there are some people who are poor as much as that they cannot afford school fees. Yes, they cannot be able to get the basic needs, that like the shelter. Maybe they are orphans because their parents have died as a result of HIV and AIDS. And so poverty is one of the challenges. Another challenge I can say is HIV and AIDS. HIV and AIDS has costed so many people to lose their parents as a result of that. And so many students are left orphans, or many children are left orphans before even they pursue their education. So that is the second challenge that they have. And then the influx of those people who will need support. And that's why I've said that most people come for the students who are more needy than the others. It's not that the others are not needy, but the ones that are catered for here in Magnet are the ones that are needy. Another challenge is that, for example, there are some students who come here believing that maybe their lifestyle will not change. But here we normally bring them up on the basis of the Christian principles. It is the school itself was founded under the Christian principles, and so we mold them into becoming more responsible and more creative in their own thinking and in their own spiritual ways.
Excellent. And can you tell me maybe how Magnet equips the students to be successful after they leave?
Basically, we have different activities. You will find that in different schools, maybe they have income generating activities, but now for us it's different, because there are other creative ways that we can think of. For us, we look for ways in which they can be molded into being different, into building and getting into different careers. For example, now we have a computer lab whereby most students here will be equipped with knowledge. By the time they finish school, they can be able to access, because that is the basic skills of the computer. Another thing, you find that most of the things, that the activities that happen here, we incorporate the students. For example, there are some students who can decide to volunteer and paint, for example, the lab, and by doing that they get the skills. Sometimes they can even be learn the musical instruments, because we, as I said before, about the Christian principles, and people can know how to play the keyboard. And later on, when they finish school, you can find that maybe they'll be employed in bands and in all those things. So there are so many creative ways. For example, I've said painting, music, things to do with the lab and all that, web design and all that. And this one equips the students. Another thing is to do with the sports and the games that we normally have. For example, football, because we believe that success not only comes with the books, but also we make sure that we inspire them into working even harder, even in terms of academics.